Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. So, sorry about the lack of videos recently, it's Look Who It Is sometimes, but, the Final Fantasy VI video will probably... Wait, I was doing Final Fantasy VI on Friday. I missed one, so I need to make up for one, and then it's on Fridays. The Pathless was on Monday, I think. Wait, no, that was Nausea? And then the Pathless was on Wednesday, but the Pathless is over. So we either need to find a new variety... We need to find a new variety arc thing. Okay. We need to find a new variety arc thing that I will barely be able to upkeep. But, anyways, that's interesting. We've always got multiple things going on in the Webweaver Actual Filler channel. Which is why you should subscribe and ring the bell. I can't even... There are a lot of things I can say with a straight face, but that is not one of them. I don't know why. But, have y'all seen this, Well, let me pick a character first before we start the anecdotes. Who the hell have we played recently? Who the heck have we played recently? Where's the Your Channel button? They used to have, like, a Your Channel button on, like, the left side, and you'd be able to press it, and it would take you to your channel. But now, there's Your Videos, which takes you to your YouTube studio, which is not what I want to see. But we played, Mizuki, Kairi, Juri, Moriko, Koji. I'm thinking that maybe... I'm pretty sure we've had miserable Miku run after miserable Miku run, so, like, let's make a good gambling arc Miku run happen. That's Mimi. There we go. We'll see what we can't, what a little devious trickery we can't get up to with all perks. And I mean, obviously, we gotta get a knowledge weapon and a camera. This is the only way the gambling arc can persist. Give me Ath-Yellozath. Knight Errant, oh my god, when some timeline Bs might literally be inaccessible, that shit is scary as hell, man. But don't worry, think of it as just Miku power leveling. We're intentionally getting doomed so that Miku can get stronger. Just think of it like that, you know? Now, we're gonna need money. I want lots of money to make the gambling arc a reality. We're selling that empty bottle. There's no point in Glug Glug. Well, there is actually a major point of Glug Glug, but listen, if you're not a dehydrated gambler on the edge of, like, insanity as you're rolling those last dice, as you're getting dealt your last hand, I mean, you gotta go all out when it comes to gambling. This is not real advice. By the way, don't ever do these things. Stay hydrated, thank you. I mean, I have a lot of plans, but one of them involves getting money, so let's get money. Let's go gambling, chat. Let's go gambling! Alright, I am gonna get both of the funds right away. And we are going to... I wish we could get rid of Insomnia, but... Actually, if we have Recluse, we could technically get rid of it, but we're gonna shop for things, and what we're looking for is very simple. A camera. There it is. It's Look Who It Is. It's Look. Then, we're gonna go to the police station. We're gonna put... I don't know, we're on Eels, so we gotta go to the seaside twice. I should have checked to see what we had going on here, but that's fine. Then, we're gonna go to the hardware store, and we're gonna buy. I don't really want to buy this. I wanted to buy an HDF, because I want to buff our knowledge as much as possible. But I guess it doesn't really matter. And, you know, it's the gambling arc, so... perhaps. But then I have to put a point into strength, man, and I don't want to do that. I want to point, like... I want to put, like, every point into knowledge. I want to get so much knowledge. I want our, I mean, I guess the camera action doesn't scale with knowledge, does it? It always stays the same. Agony. I am in despair over my choices in the gambling arc, which is how you know that this is going to be an excellent episode of the gambling arc. Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna turn my nose up to a monkey wrench. Like, the fact that it showed up is like, yeah, homie's gonna show up. That is absolute peak cinema. But, so here's the thing. I've been, well, okay, I do a little bit of shopping on Amazon, and I didn't know this, but Green Stuff World actually does sell on Amazon and has reasonable shipping times. They have, like, a US distributor, because I'm pretty sure they're definitely... I don't remember where exactly they are across the pond. Was it Spain? I don't remember. But, basically, it was like, I'm actually gonna look this up. I'm pretty sure it was Spain, but I actually don't remember. Green Stuff World Company location. I wonder if that's just like something that you can see. Oh yeah, Green Stuff World in Spain. So usually when I get stuff shipped from them, it takes a long time, but they do have an Amazon distributor that will like deliver via Amazon Prime speeds. Well, maybe not Amazon Prime speeds, but like within like less than a week, which is you know, considering that like less than a week normally, the last time I bought from Green Stuff World was like 2 weeks, which, you know, it's understandable. It's got to ship across the ocean and it's got to go through customs and all that stuff, so it's like totally understandable that it takes a while, right? But, you know, they have some random stuff just kind of on Amazon that you can buy, and it ships within, like, 2 to 3 days, which is pretty cool. But here's the thing. I was looking... Because here's the thing. Green Stuff World is very good for having, like, really niche, weird products that are, like, very specific, but they make, like, a lot of sense, you know? Like, they're very specific products, but, like, somebody wants them. And that somebody is, like, sometimes me. Not always me, but sometimes me. And they have this thing called crunch plates, which I haven't seen anybody else do before. Which is basically these, like, resin plates that you are supposed to snap and break. Because it's basically, think of it like this. It's like this big, well, not big, but, like, it's this sheet of resin. It's this resin sheet plate, and it has stuff all over it. It has, like, there's skull ones, there's battlefield ones, there's like, what was this? Dump yard? So it was like a bunch of metal stuff that's like more industrial, so it's like a scrap yard. And the thing about it that's so cool is that you basically, like, you have these two plates, and the plates are different, by the way. So you have these two plates, and you basically just crunch them, you break them, you snap them into little chunks, or to the size that you want, and then you blend them into the base. Like, they're a basing or terrain or environment material, or like a board material, or basically, let's say you have a base, right? I was introduced to these by, was it, how do you pronounce their name? It was it Sarastro's Painting? That's where I was introduced to them by Sarastro's Painting. I think it was the Phoenix for Kingdom Death painting guide, where it was like, I'm gonna take these crunch plates and I'm gonna break them and then put them on the base, and then use like a combination of like sculpting putty and like basing paste to sort of like flawlessly blend it into the base itself. And it was like crazy because you don't need them for most like situations, I would say. I mean, this is low stakes gambling. You gotta start off your day with some low stakes gambling, you know, where the outcome doesn't really matter. I mean, you do care about the outcome, don't get me wrong, but you gotta start your day off with some good old classic low-stakes gambling. Can we do 85-85? Ooh, you don't say. But, I think it's a really cool, product, because it's like, if you're trying to make, like a display base, or, like, a fancy base for, like, a fancy mini, having, like, a battlefield base and or having, like, a battlefield crunch plate and a skull crunch plate sounds pretty cool. I don't actually have any models where I would want the, like, the more, industrial crunch plate, where you have, like, the barrels, the gas canisters, the metal, because I don't really need that, because a lot of the more elaborate bases that I want to do are for, like, fantasy minis, or, like, you know, like, Kingdom Death, mostly. Like, I want to make display... Well, not display bases, because that has, like, a level of quality associated with it. But I want to make very intricate bases for my Kingdom Death monsters, because they're special minis. You gotta leave it you gotta leave it alone. You gotta leave it alone, chat. It's true. But, so one of the things I was kind of interested in doing in this run was potentially getting allies at the schoolyard. But we're not going to be able to do that until the Doom level raises our charisma. And Kana is just way too strong to justify holding off for that long. Like, Kana's going to save us so much health in the long run, so it's not worth it delaying Eerie episode of Evolving Eels. Do we want to do Wordless Ward or Household Hell? I think we want to do Wordless Ward because we can just run away, but I don't remember if the hospital's doomed or not. We're gonna do Botany and then leave the police station on the hospital. The hospital is safe. I think you could have justified doing Wordless Ward, because Wordless Ward is like a mandatory Doom check essentially, unless you're willing to absolutely ball with the camera. But we want to pick our gambles. If you just gamble on everything, you know, you're either you can be the luckiest son of a gun this side of the I was trying to say like a cowboy related thing, but my mind completely blanked. We're going in. Oh my god, I did not. Oh my god, you're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna laugh at me. I thought this was... Oh, it is Botany! I gaslit myself into thinking that... well, we're dead here, but I gaslit myself into thinking that, we were in, whatchamacallit, the, bulletin. And I was like, oh, well, I forgot to get the forest note, so I'm dead. I don't know if this is gonna do 14 damage. It did. It did 15 damage. What is 7 plus 7, chat? I mean, I don't really want to, like, press either of these buttons. I'll be honest with you. Or any of these. I don't want to press any of these buttons, but I'll take the one that makes us lose the game. They all make you lose the game. That's the joke. But, I mean, our stats are getting better. Which is, Miku accelerationism, I suppose. But, anyways, where this was all going, I cannot believe that I went on this, like, long tangent about Green Stuff World and then almost lost the point completely. But, you know, happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us, chat. We can get this to 80 with, like, one go, and we can even make this a little bit more simple for ourselves if this hits. And if we dodge it, it's even better, but because we can just do this. But basically, when I was looking at the crunch plates are these resin plates. They are unpainted. They are just unpainted resin plates, right? That's all they are. And then you snap them, and then you break them, and then you put them on your terrain, your bases, your whatever you want to use them for, right? I guess Dream Salesman's second enemy, that's going to be very important to remember. It's going to be very important to remember. Or was there another enemy before Dream Eater? I'm trying to remember. Did we fight anything on the first mystery? Oh, we did. It was Dream Eater's second enemy. Okay. Dream Eater. Plush toy in the forest. Dream Eater. Thank you. Put that one in the back pocket for later. Yeah, like you literally I don't even know if we had mermaids, but we're not getting the ending on. We're not getting the ending A on that ever. It's too intricate to make that happen. Wordless ward, abnormal arms, household hell. Yeah, I think we just do wordless ward, right? And then just hope that we live. I mean, we already got roads closed, so it doesn't really matter what order we do the mysteries in, but this is just more of an important order, I think. I mean, we might just die, but, you know, it is what it is. But basically, there's this thing on Amazon now, and it's called Rufus AI. And you can basically have it you can ask it questions about the product, and the absolute funniest thing imaginable, by the way, is that it just makes shit up, and the question, and you can't ask it. Well, actually, maybe you can ask it a specific question of your own, but I don't think you can. I mean, this is ultimate gambling, right? I'll give you another run. But basically, you can, like, it has preset questions that you can ask it, and the preset questions are insane. You would assume the pre-generated questions it has an answer to, but it actually doesn't. Do I want to purposefully do Knight Errant? No. It'll be way funnier when we get Eldritch Parasite with random. Ill-fated. Okay, I can work with that. But, so with this Rufus AI thing, right, you can ask questions about the product before you buy it. And you can ask, like, I would assume the questions that it generates for you, it would have an answer to, but it doesn't. And one of my favorite things with it was, one of the questions that you can ask Rufus AI is... Oh yeah, I guess you can ask it anything. But one of the questions it prompted me to ask was, is the green easy to paint over? And the reason why is because the company is called Green Stuff World. And so it thinks that the material is green, but it's resin. It's unpainted resin. Now here's the thing. You can get a dyed resin. So you could get a dyed resin to make it green, but they don't do that. It's gray. It's unpainted, like, gray resin, which is totally fine. But I just thought it was so funny, because it's like, that's such a useless question to ask. It's like, not because, like, here's the thing. It's a useless question for the AI to have, because it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, they aren't, like, I guess it doesn't say anything about, oh, that's weird. The product page says that it's both plastic and resin. Oh, that's really interesting. Do they require priming before painting? The answer is yes, by the way. But what does Rufus AI say? Based on this product information, it does not explicitly mention priming is required before painting. However, miniature painting experts generally recommend priming resin models before painting to improve paint adhesion. I mean, at least that's at least, like, sane. But then it says, many customer reviews and guides for painting miniature models suggest using primer as an essential step in the painting process. This item has one review, and it's not written. And then we can ask, do miniature painters find its details easy to paint? While the product information does not explicitly mention how easy it is for miniature painters to paint the details, customers appreciate the level of detail in this accessory. One review mentions that the Green Stuff World Crunch Times accessory has amazing detail and is a great addition to diorama. It's just making shit up. It has one 5-star review, and it doesn't have any text. It's a rating. Now here is actually an interesting question as well. Do its details require extensive prep work before painting? The answer is maybe, depending on what kind of resin it is and what prep work they do before they send it to you. So, basically, when you get a resin miniature, a lot of people recommend, or they would recommend giving it a soak in some sort of, like, lukewarm water that has soap in it, like dish soap, because some resin materials have a, like, coat over them that prevents glue. It's like a release, film, or like not a release film, but like a release material. So they have like this coat over them. So you basically have to like wash them in warm water or like lukewarm water with soap. Actually, not warm water, because then it could bend. But you would want to do like room temperature water or lukewarm water to get the sort of like release coating off of it. This was a thing with like resin that Forge World used. I remember having to give them dish soap baths a lot. And then of course for resin you have to do like sanding, right? And so Rufus AI says, the product information did not explicitly mention if extensive prep work is required before painting the crunch times plate. However, based on the details provided, here are a few relevant points about painting this product. This is a resin miniature accessory that requires painting, as mentioned in the product attributes. That's crazy, man. The question, do its details require extensive prep work before painting? Highlighted information. This is a resin miniature accessory that requires painting. That's crazy, man. I had no idea. I had no idea. Since it's a resin product, some light sanding or surface preparation may be required before painting to ensure the paint adheres properly. Okay, yeah. Many customers' review for Green Stuff World resin products suggest that minimal prep work is usually needed, but some surface cleaning or priming can help to achieve the best results. I would suggest consulting painting guides or forums. They can offer advice. What else you got for me, Rufus? Okay, so the entire purpose of this product is to snap it into pieces so that you can get exactly the crunch part that you need for your base or for your diorama, right? So this question that's auto-generated is, can they be cut into smaller pieces for detailing? The answer is yes. The entire purpose of the product is yes. Based on the product information, it can be cut into smaller pieces for detailing. The product description mentions that you can also cut it into small size. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is something I'm really interested in. Are there customer examples in showcasing its use in dioramas? Because the answer is no. Oh god, it's generating a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card of text. I'm just gonna read some specific aspects of it. While there aren't any specific customer examples mentioned, the product description highlights blah 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 blah. However, customer reviews provide more insights into how the product has been used in diorama. Unfortunately, there are no customer reviews available for this product. That's so good. After earlier saying that the customer reviews, that's so good, dude. That's so good. That's so funny. You can get this AI to say, like, customer reviews say, and then later they can also say there are no customer reviews for this product. I imagine it must be pulling reviews from some other Green Stuff World product. Like, it must be searching keywords for, like, resin, or, like, resin, right? Also, it's just calling it, like... I mean, it's so weird. It's so weird. And I know that it's, like, how do I put it? It's probably helpful, I guess, like, when I was getting into this, if I had, like, a button that I could click to get, like, basic available information at a product page, I feel like it would be helpful, but I don't know, it's just so... How do I put it? It feels so weird, because it's like... I don't really know how to describe it, other than the fact that it's just so, like, I guess pointless and potentially misleading. Because again, I got it to say that customer reviews and something else state blah blah blah. But the reality is there are no customer reviews. It's just saying that spiel is like, customer reviews and blah 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 say. But it's only blah 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 saying that because there are no customer reviews. Or you're getting customer reviews from like another product. But the thing is, it's like, from the 3 crunch plates I saw on Amazon, none of them had customer reviews. They all had customer ratings. One of them had a 2-star rating. So I wonder if you went to that, would the AI treat it poorly or better? Because it's pulling the rating from the other one too, even though they're separate product listings. Like, I don't know, man. It's so weird because it's like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, back unto the breach, I suppose. It's time to go gambling once again. Oh, I've seen this one before. I mean, give me my weapon first. I've seen this before. Now, how do we get enough funds for a camera? I'm not entirely sure. Because we had 2 things to sell last time. So I'm a little bit nervous. I need my gambling. I need my gambling chat. I need one more fund. Do we go to the history club? We could go to the history club. Oh, you waste your time at something? That's crazy. Well, I mean... But this is a set-in-stone thing, you know? This isn't gambling. No, my dreams! We don't have... Wait, there's no camera! We're gonna have to come back later after we get Jar of Blood. You mind if we get Jar... Well, actually, Jar of Blood plus Midasu Touch kind of goes insane. We should probably... Oh, I could have shared experience. We could have bought a... Junji Ito could have bought us a camera. No way. I can't believe I've never clicked that. All right, we won the lottery. Okay. You know what? Fair enough. We go back. There it is. There's the most powerful. Oh my god. Huh? The seaside's doomed? How dare you? Although that is actually like one of the best locations to be doomed because you rarely go there. Oh, it's true, it's true. We're not gonna make a dexterity check. You can take some of my sanity, it's okay. And my dog is losing some of her sanity because she's currently sleeping. Well, not sleeping because you can hear her, but like, she's currently like, ow. Oh yeah, we're also on ill-fated, so we're not gonna make any checks, period. But she's currently like lying on my legs, and she doesn't want to move. And she just keeps seeing people walk in front of the window, and she starts, like, rumbling and beginning to bark, and she wants to stand up, but she also doesn't want to stand up, because it's like, if she stands up, then that means that she is no longer... I mean, we just take the detour, honestly. We're not on Knight Errant anymore. Now our total health is immediately in shambles again. But she's, like, lazily doing it. Like, she doesn't want to stand up because she's comfortable lying down right now. But she still wants to bark. So she starts rumbling, and she starts, like, getting ready to bark. But whenever she does that, she moves, and then she has to, like, readjust herself where she's sitting. Oh, my God. I mean... Do we take literally never going to do anything, might do something, and literally never going to do anything because we have Kana forever? There's, like, not any way to get Kana killed. You can get Kana killed, but it's, like, kind of hard. It's, like, kind of intricate how to get Kana killed. And by that, I mean you have to send Kana to go fight something. You can't even sacrifice Kana. I wonder if that's still a bug. I mean, we've seen 2 doomed locations already, so we can pretty accurately figure out that this area is not doomed, because it would be kind of insane if it was. I mean, we'll find out, I guess, but yeah, no. Now, we're gonna die, but, like, you know, as a treat. I don't know, maybe we could get, like, into a fight or something, or somewhere that doesn't deal, like, 2 to 3 damage every time we decide to breathe. Clap, 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 bow. I also don't think we've been in a fight yet, so whoever our second enemy after this is gonna be. I mean, you kind of hate this. Even though this is kind of strong. Like, we're kind of in a strong position right now. Like, that's decent. I mean, it's 2 90% chances. And we'll miss them. My kingdom for 10%. My kingdom for an attack boost. You can succeed that, by the way, even on ill-fated. If you think that was a gaffe or a misplay, it was not. You can succeed that. It's true. There are some skill checks on ill-fated that you can succeed, and that's one of them. I don't know why. Well, don't overwork yourself. You wouldn't want to overwork yourself on a Wednesday. Come on. I mean, I guess I'll just die. Like, God, Midasu Touch puts you so behind on tempo. Since we're not playing Jury, we can go Doom neutral there. That's fine. For a little bit more EXP. That's okay. Like, this guy's not gonna be hard to kill. You love to see it, chat. You do. Sometimes you gotta gamble on a 90% and lose. Sometimes you gotta gamble on an 85 and win. Midasu Touch, I think Midasu Touch stonks are going down. And the reason why I think this is very simple. It's like, health in this game is such a vital resource that it's like, when you spend health, that's like progression. Like, you're spending health to not progress, which is like the worst thing you could ever do. Like, you're spending excess health that you don't have to make progression points, which is like, to make a point to go, like, you know, horizontal, right? Like you're how do I put it? You ever play like an MMO and people talk about the difference between horizontal and vertical progression, and how some people like horizontal progression because it means that they can become strong, and then they're like, you know, strong in that way forever, right? Something like Guild Wars 2 or Warframe, where you're just sort of like improving certain things or like working on certain things, and then those things have like a cap, and then they're like max level, and then the new content is new things to work on, or like new play styles, or like new areas that are high end to use your already high end gear in. And then there's like vertical progression, which is like gear score go up, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, this is reason for reason. But it's like 3, so we took 2 instead. I mean, we have 2 spells we can forget, so it's a little sketchy. That's crazy. We do have a lot of seaside gaming to do. I mean, if we get a 3 damage reason thing here, well, oh, we're dead. Oh my god, we have brainworms. No! I'm dumb? Gotta, oh, okay, no. It's alright. I have no idea It's dangerous here. Your reason penalty increased. We had 2 sanity. We took 1. I have no idea how that worked. I have no idea how that worked. I genuinely don't. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it literally does not make any sense. We should have died there. Because what is 1 plus 1? Oh my god, Doomed already saved us. Oh my god, Doomed already saved us. But wait. How does this game calculate death? Like, that's so weird. We should have died. Even with Doomed already, we should have died. Because we hit 0 and then we go +1. That should have been instant death. We're not... The only way it wouldn't be instant death, or the only way it shouldn't be instant death, is if we're on the other death type and we're in combat. That's the only reason why we wouldn't immediately die. That's the only reason we theoretically wouldn't immediately die. Why didn't we immediately die? We should have immediately died. Because unless Doomed already... Or not Doomed already, sorry. It is called Doomed already. Unless Doomed already procs first... So it's like the first thing in the chain, so you go up to 3 and then you lose 2. That's so weird. How does this game work? People being unable to look at the game's code now is like the saddest thing imaginable. Like it's like my Roman Empire, honestly. Like that shit's so sad, dude. I mean, we're just gonna... Oh, this is the power attack, so if we don't block here, we're gonna die. Because I don't think that we're gonna... Yeah. It suddenly... Oh no, it reaches its hand, and that's the kill shot. Well, whatever, buddy. You're just gonna die. But like, we should have died there. Like, I feel like we should have died there, even with Doomed already. Ay. Whatever, chat. Do I genuinely just hit the give up button? Like, really? Am I really gonna do this? After we worked so hard to get our stamina back, is this what we're spending it on? Like, You ever think about how, like, absolutely bad this is? You ever think about how rancid it is? You ever think about the rancidity? You ever think about how, like, this is the worst button that we're gonna press, and it just sucks? And we get into combat again, we're screwed. Yo, library book. Peep the library book, thanks. Get that experience points. Beautiful wombo combo. Wonderful, love to see it. I mean, we're still alive, I guess. I would have preferred if that was like a stat check. Oh my god, what the hell? Like, I mean, I know you don't die on this screen, but you should die. Like, when... You die on investigation. Or, like... But I feel like... No, I feel like that's not how... If you couldn't die during an investigation, like, when does your health update? Like, when does it trigger the death screen? Because, like, we all know that the death screen is just an overlay, and the game is still going on in the background, right? We've won the game before, because the death screen popped up, but then we just clicked the next screen, and it killed the thing, and we won, right? So it's like, theoretically speaking... Another gun perk, by the way. Another gun perk, just as like a little treat. I think you gotta go. I think at this point you gotta go strength. And then, like, we have to figure out how to rest in a mystery. Morbid mermaids. I mean, moonlit sailors. I mean... Alright, we're gonna do this. And we're gonna keep this item as long as we can. I have insomnia again. Yo, discharge summary pog, you love to see it. Not even gonna remember that I ever had this. Alright, love to see that. Got a lot of tempo back. Ooh, brainworms for free? Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do, chat. Ah, the doomed school. How could I forgore? How could I forgore skull emoji? That this is the environment that we're in. Our stats are pretty good, honestly. Now, what if I told you that this was the gambling arc, and that we were not allowed to take but such a simple conclusion to this combat? We gotta gamble. If you think... I actually want to see. This is 80. How much is our dodge? Holy crap, it's a faster dodge. You can buy a faster dodge. You can buy a faster dodge for 2 funds. Now, it doesn't scale. Now, please keep in mind it does not scale. But that kind of goes hard. That's kind of funny. That's actually kind of cool. I like that a lot. But, I'm sorry, I just got, camera flashbanged, I guess. Now, you might be wondering, if you've been following the Webweaver channel for a while, he hasn't talked about Final Fantasy XIV in a while. Is the Final Fantasy XIV arc over? And, you know, I guess that's the point where I'm like, we actually have talked about Final Fantasy XIV quite a bit, but specifically in the category of, like, Final Fantasy XIV is kind of washed right now, which is a little bit of a shame, but I mean, it's true. It is kind of washed right now. Why am I doing this? What the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? We're gonna do this. It'll be funny. I mean, we're throwing the meat cleaver. You do too much damage. I said you do too much damage. Apparently, I was betrayed by the meat cleaver only doing 3 damage instead of 4. The absolute villain that it is. My bad for not gambling with the camera flash, by the way, guys. My bad. But, so here's the thing. I have been playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's just that, like, we've gone over it a little bit. Final Fantasy XIV is a little bit washed, right? Mostly just because I now realize that, like... Here's the thing. Final Fantasy XIV, my original defense of Final Fantasy XIV is not invalid. Of, like, you know... How do I put it? Where it's like, there's so much stuff to do, and it's all, like, still viable, if that makes sense. Like, there's so much stuff to do in Final Fantasy XIV. There's so many different things to do that could appeal to different kinds of players. And I think the problem that I'm having anyways is... Well, you see, it's quite simple. We'll forget the compass at the end, because I do want to get the EXP. Does it matter? I don't know, it might, so we'll leave the compass on just in case, but... like, here's the thing, right? In Final Fantasy XIV, there's a metric ton of things to do, right? A metric ton of things to do, absolutely. There's so many different things to do in this game. It's true. The problem that I'm having is that since none of it is mandatory, since none of it is required, since all of it is at whim, at will, you have to be wanting to do these things. Yes, we're gonna get +1 to all of our stats in a moment, so getting dexterity to 7 potentially saves us some heartache. Even though sanity is what we're much more worried about, honestly, in the world that we find ourselves living in. You know, taking the guaranteed... Sometimes you gotta take the guaranteed result when you're gambling, you know what I mean? Sometimes you do. It's true. You gotta take the safe option. But, I mean, I guess we're just gonna rest again, which is a little silly, but... Just leave the police station on the seaside for the rest of the game? Sounds good to me, good to me. Honestly, we might want to rest again. Yikes. Right, so, we're just gonna take... What can we... I want to kill this guy with, That kills. And we dodge, maybe. It really is time to go gambling. We did not dodge. Now, the side effect is that you're dead. And we got painkillers, so I'll happily take those. But actually, what we're actually gonna do in reality is we need to go gambling. We do need to go gambling, just a little bit. Organized fishing trip moment. So what are we gonna do here? It's very simple. We are gonna go to the monument as many times as we can, and then go rest at our house as many times as we can. Bad start, but we buy ourselves, it's for 3 for 3. 3 for 3. So it's not bad. Like, that's neutral. That's neutral plus 3 plus 3. That's fine. We want stamina or money. Pretty bad, but still neutral. Still actually neutral because of Hot Bath. Hot Bath allows you to cheese the monument quite a lot. Now, we want stamina because we don't have enough money, we don't have enough sanity. We don't have enough money, we don't have enough sanity. It's true, we don't. Like, we could go back, we could do this again. But now we're -1. So we go up to 4. And it's like, it only pays off if we can get a minus stamina at 5. That's the literally the only time it pays off. Is if we can get a minus stamina at 5. So do we just take it here? Or do we just, do we go for the ultimate, like, 33% chance gambit? Because if it's money, we can't do it. We probably can't do it if it's money. We have 4 items and 3 of them... well, we have 5 items and 4 of them sell, but realistically we need to keep the monkey wrench. Do we go -1? We've been going neutral this whole time. Actually, we've been gaining. We were +1ing originally. And now we went neutral. So now we're going into the negatives for sanity. Which, considering sanity is what I'm... But the problem is we need 1 more sanity. I think you gotta cash out. I think you gotta cash out. And we can discard the... I mean, we are realistic... but the compass is +1 damage, though. I'm actually gonna discard the painkillers. You might think I'm mad. It's so sad, by the way, that it's not, Timeline B, because we would have gotten a light source, and then I wouldn't have to worry about our sanity. Because we have insomnia after this, actually. I think we might lose. Like, I'm trying to think, can we get out of this? Like, is there any way out of this besides, like, Hail Mary History Club go up to 87? We go up to 88, and as long as we don't get one of the 2 Doom cadavers of, like, +4 Doom. If we get the... Here's the thing. If we get the +4 Doom plus sanity thing, and we do nothing now, we win the game. If we get a Doom kit, like the generic Vital Clued Doom thing, if we get Vital Clued, it's over. If we rest, right? If we get Vital Clued, it's over, chat, no matter what. If we get the military exercises thing that is the same amount of Doom, but you heal sanity, it's probably... We win if we do nothing. But we lose if we do nothing if we don't get that event. Probably. Unless we get lucky on the lighthouse. I'm assuming that we're gonna get unlucky and it's like charisma and light source. But then we just spend 2% Doom, right? So I think we just do nothing. I think nothing is the correct choice. Now, Jar of Blood would go kind of crazy here, because we could just do Jar of Blood. I think you just do nothing. You do nothing. Oh, no! Oh, no. We're on ill-fated. We're on ill-fated, chat. Oh, no. That was awful. Yeah, no. That was pretty bad. I think that was, like, one of the... I think it's a pretty definitive loss here, but there's... The fact that we didn't lose the bathtub means there's, like, a chance, but, like, it's not looking very good. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, we're fine, actually. I need to get 2 sanity, that's it. But the thing is, we're getting 20 EXP here, so I just have to rest once and then level up, and then we're good. But thank God there's no charisma. If there was charisma here, it's like the chances of us winning... having the final boss guy be the last investigation sucks. But yeah, all I have to do is rest once, because I can, I'm gonna level up. It's 10 EXP per, so we'll be okay. But the thing about Final Fantasy XIV, and here's the thing, if you're new to MMOs and you want to get into MMOs, I would actually recommend Final Fantasy XIV, because, oh crap, the compass goes hard. But, I would actually recommend MMOs, because... Oh, I messed up. Whoops. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna do 4 for some reason. I'm dumb. Oh wait, no, there's no charisma check. We're completely fine. There's no charisma check. We're completely fine. I don't know why it was either Whole Ridden Thing or Hawato and Miyako. It was Puppet Matron first enemy, I'm like 90% sure. Holy, I don't think it matters. Does it matter? 98, we'd be at 98. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have mattered. We'll be fine. Oh, crap. Are we gonna be fine? So this is, well, what we can do, since we got the Doom thing right, is we can just do this, and it'll be funny. We can just do this, and it'll be funny, right? We can just do this, and it'll be funny. Even if we get hit, it's not a big deal. But we just have to get in a little bit more gambling just at the end there, even if it's more symbolic. But the thing about Final Fantasy XIV is that there's so much stuff to do, but because all of it is optional, none of it is required, and it is like there's no progression in the game, right? Like, I know that sounds like crazy to say because the game's level cap is 100, but there's literally no progression. The game starts you at level 1, and then the main scenario quest, the MSQ, will take you from level 1 to level 100, right? With minimal amount of effort on your part. Like, maybe you have to do, like, maybe if you don't do any roulettes ever, you never do your leveling roulette, you never do MSQ roulette, you have 0 experience buffs, so you don't use the... You use literally 0 experience buffs. Maybe you would have to grind. If you do literally only the story, maybe you would have to grind. But if you get 1 experience buff, if you do your leveling roulette, like, once or twice, if you do your, like, literally once or twice, a single dungeon, which is a daily, once or twice, God forbid if you do it every day, right? Like, it is very common for people who play Final Fantasy XIV to reach level cap before they get anywhere close to the final expansion, right? Like, back when Endwalker was the newest expansion, there's a person in my free company who hit level 90 in Heavensward, where the level cap is 60, right? And when Shadowbringers was the newest expansion, I hit level cap, which was level 80. I hit that in Stormblood, where the level cap was 70, you know? And I hit that at the beginning of Stormblood, where I was doing level 61 quests. So it's like, the thing is, it's like EXP in this game comes really easily, and if you want to do your leveling casually, like let's say you want to level an alt, and like an alt job, right? You want to do a different role, you want to do a different job in your role, whatever. First of all, some worlds that are like new player friendly give you an armory bonus, which is like you gain a lot of EXP up to your highest level. So if you have a level 80 job, you would have like a level 80 armory bonus where you gain increasing more XP until you get that other job to parity, right? And then of course there are, there's the new player bundle, which gives you the Endwalker EXP earring, which is insanely powerful. And then, like, it's very easy to level. Like, leveling is so easy that it's actually more boring than it is anything else, because it's just running the highest level dungeon that the level doesn't end in 0 that you can, right? You want to level a dungeon that, whatchamacallit, you want to level a dungeon, or you want to pick a dungeon to level in that the number does not end in a 0, because those are, well, I'm not talking about a Realm Reborn. This is like after a Realm Reborn. So like level 50 plus, if you're leveling in Heavensward, you want to pick level 61 and level 69. You do not want to pick a level 70 dungeon. And if you're leveling in, whatchamacallit, or sorry, if you're leveling in, that would be leveling in Stormblood, right? If you're leveling in Dawn Trail, you would want to pick a dungeon that's like level 91, or a dungeon that's level like 99 or like 97 or whatever. I don't remember what the highest level dungeon is, highest leveling dungeon is in Dawn Trail, because it's like basically it's not how the game works. But there's no progression. There's no progression in Final Fantasy XIV. There's nothing to work for unless you explicitly want to, right? So if you are doing something in Final Fantasy XIV, it is either the MSQ, because that's the only thing that's mandatory, or it's because you want to do it. And this causes a very interesting, this has a very interesting effect, which is that players only do what they want to do, which means that a lot of content is just dead, because a lot of people just want to do the MSQ, or they just want to raid, or they just want to do role-playing, or they just want to do X, you know? They don't want to... There are a lot of people who don't engage with the wider game itself, to the point where you can't have a... And this is one of the things that I realized, is that you can't have a free company where the players have a wide variety of interests, because nobody will ever want to do anything with each other. You know, you have to have a community of people who want to do one specific thing. And the problem that I'm having for Final Fantasy XIV is that since there is no progression, there is nothing to work towards unless it is a personal goal. I don't have any interest in, like, playing a lot of the optional content, because it's like, I know that I can do these things if I put my mind to it, and I am raiding, right? So it's like the only thing that I have to prove to myself is clearing the raid tier, and then maybe working up the, not guts to do an ultimate, but like the tolerance to tolerate ultimate party finder, which is you know, not great, but like it really is something like, how do I put it? It's a very interesting thing, because when you have a game where everybody is only doing what they want to do because there's, like, literally nothing to work for, it means that people like me who want to work towards something that I need don't have anything to do. And so I just end up doing the things that I want to do, and then that makes me miserable with the game because there's nothing to do, right? There's nothing that I have to do, right? Everything is entirely self-willpower fueled, right? Like, if I don't want to do something in Final Fantasy XIV, I literally never have to do it. There's no consequence, there's no reason, there's no rhyme, there's nothing. And so what I want is I want there to be something to work towards. And originally that was like, originally that was legitimately like, how do I put it? That was legitimately like trying to get an FC house and trying to get submarines, right? That was the first big goal. But I did that. I did that. There's nothing else to do. You can't upgrade your house. You can upgrade your submarines, but we did that. The only thing that you can do in that regard of, like, this massive group project that takes a shit ton of time and a shit ton of resources is do it again. And it's like, that's madness. And so it's like, I want them to do something in Final Fantasy XIV that is a pain in the ass thing that, like, groups want to do. Like, they're doing the, whatchamacallit, like, cosmic planetary restoration thing soon. I really want that. Like, it's not going to be that, because they're not cool and based. But I really want it to be like your free company or your like link shell or whatever has like a planet, and you build that planet up, and it gives you like actual worthwhile rewards. That's like, this makes your free company or your link shell or your group of players, or like your friend group, whatever. Like it would be something that you could set up with friends, right? With basically the restriction of like you can be in like one friend group planet and you can be in like one FC planet, right? Or something like that. But like basically the idea of like every FC gets their own planet and you build it up, and it gives you like legitimate like rewards that are good, and it's like a benefit to every single person in your free company, and it makes people be like, yes, this is something that is a group project that we need to work towards because it's like something that we actually need. I don't know how they would do that, but like it would really be great. Like, it's not gonna be based like that. It's gonna be like Ishgardian Restoration, where you can submit items and materials for points, and there's a leaderboard and a scoreboard, and I might go crazy in that, but like, I don't know, man. It's like, they need to add some sort of friction for progression, I think. Because it's just, there's no reason to play the game unless there's MSQ to do, because that's the only thing there is to do in the game. That's the, but the thing is, the MSQ is just it's a story. It's a really good story, but it's like, there's no, like, it doesn't have to be difficult, by the way. Like, friction is annoying, not like I just want, like, some sort of thing to work on with a guild. I want something to organize. And having to, like, I organize events that we just make up, but the thing is, here's the dastardly thing, alright? The villainous thing. When players are making events, it is entirely the resources that the players have at their disposal to make those events worthwhile attending, and I know that's like a very toxic way to look at it, because it's like, you should make events that you want to attend because they're fun, and that other people want to attend because they're fun. But the reality of the situation is, even people who like attending social events for fun aren't going to be able to attend all of them, and will prioritize attending events that have actual, like, prizes and rewards, which puts an undue strain on whoever's organizing the event. Like, I'll give you an example, right? I am one of the few people in my free company that organizes events. And the reason for that is that I have a lot of in-game resources, and so I can put up prizes. But also, it's very, like, difficult to actually organize an event and find people who want to come. And, you know, we can have some people run events, and the events get really good attendance for the first couple of weeks, but then it's like, it just kind of drops off, you know? And it is a management challenge. It is something that I could put more passion into, because I'll be honest, I've been super lazy about it recently. But the problem is, I don't know why this has just turned into the soapbox, but we haven't had a ranting episode like this in a while, right? But, like, I could put a lot more effort into it, and it could be a lot better of a guild, but the problem is that when you have a game that doesn't have any reason for people to log on, and people only have to do stuff by their will of doing it, it's a very unfulfilling experience. And so, when you have events, are people even gonna log on to see the event? Are people even gonna check the Discord? Because it's like, I don't know, man. Like, they're fun events. Like, I like hosting events, and I want to host more events, but it's just like, I don't have the passion for it, because it's like, ultimately, what am I doing? You know? I'm getting people to log on to a game that they wouldn't log on otherwise, because they've already done everything that they want to do. Or they would only log on to do their regularly scheduled whatever they regularly schedule. And so it's like, there's nothing we're working towards. There's nothing we're doing. We're just kind of chilling. And that's fun, but you don't need Final Fantasy XIV to chill, you know? It's very strange. Like, the game is... Final Fantasy XIV is a very strange MMO. It's a good single-player JRPG with multiplayer raid battles, but as an MMO, I don't know. If you want to do something fun in Final Fantasy XIV, you have to create the fun, which means that it's a nightmare. And the thing is, like, I could probably, if I locked in and, like, really, really tried hard, I could probably do that. But it's like, I don't know. I could just not, because I don't have the passion to do anything other than raid, and even then my passion for raiding is going. Because it's like, oh boy, what am I doing the raid for? Dog shit mount, glamour that looks bad on Lalafels? Cool. So I'm just having fun doing raids with friends, or helping people in my free company do old raids so that they can get mounts that they like, you know? That's fun, I have passion for that. I'll happily do that, I'll happily put effort into that. It's really easy to put effort into that stuff too, because it's really fun. But like, I don't know. This tier was easy as hell. And so I don't really have any passion to do M4S outside of my static. And I don't have any passion to study and do it in Party Finder on my own, because Party Finder sucks. Anyways, I'm gonna stop it there. Thanks for staying to the end of this insane rant. Final Fantasy XIV is a great game, but, like, holy crap, they do not do anything to retain players outside of just making a good story and a good game. Which means that there's no manipulative psychological things to keep you logging on, unless you impose those upon yourself. And that means that everybody takes breaks from the game, so it's really difficult to create a community exclusively in-game, because most of your community will be dead for, like, I don't know, 6 months. Your community will be revived for, like, a week, and then once the patch content is done, people are done.